What you're looking at here is my main investment in Burning Crusade Anniversary, and I'll explain why I'm investing into Primal Life. Alright, so this is footage from Burning Crusade Classic 2021. Back then, I had no clue if Primal Life were going to be a good investment or not, but I ended up purchasing quite a few, where my average price were 2 gold and 87 silver. I then decided to hold on to these, and 2 and 3 weeks after the release of the Burning Crusade, they were a lot more expensive. We're not just talking about a couple of gold. No, these selling for more than 10 gold each, so it were definitely a good investment. Exactly why I'm doing the exact same in Anniversary, but be aware I have no clue if it's going to turn out the same way like it did back in 2021. I mean, now we got these Giga servers, where back then there were many for each region. Exactly why you might also have encountered a big problem, lag on the auction house, at least if you're using add-ons. So what I did myself was to get a macro so I could instantly buy out stuff on the auction house. And yeah, I just had to scan through the pages manually, but of course by showing the cheapest on the first page, so it was fairly easy. I just had to click on the item and press on the macro. What I did next was to send 500 gold to a bank character, start a timer, and start buying modes and primals. You can buy 10 modes and convert this into a Primal Life. And in most cases, it is going to be cheaper to buy these modes, convert them into a Primal Life, instead of buying the Primal Life. And the good thing is that all you need to do is just to right click on the 10 modes and it will be done, so you don't need any profession whatsoever. I quickly noticed a big benefit with these Giga servers. People were constantly posting stuff on the auction house and undercutting each other to obviously try to make a profit, or well, to ensure that we're selling the items. I'm so glad people continued to undercut each other, as it allowed me to chain buy these without the average price all of a sudden, for example, being twice as expensive. It did however happen at some point, but I figured a way to fix it. I will explain how in just a moment. But why is the Primal Life so important? Well, you will need it for many different things, such as the best in slot healing enchants, spell threat on your legs, and other epic items. One thing to be aware of is that the majority of the player base are still leveling up all their different characters or collecting their pre-rate base items. Exactly why I do believe the Primal Life will increase when there's going to be a higher demand for these enchants or epic items. Remember, I'm just a random World of Warcraft content creator. I have no clue what is going to happen with the economy, therefore I'm not recommending you to invest into these things. I'm just telling you what I'm currently doing with my gold. Anyway, back to the investments. It took me around 1 hour to spend all 500 gold. The modes are then turned into primals and I sold these on the auction house as it made me a decent profit. All the gold I made I then reinvested into new modes. And whenever the modes were getting too expensive, well then I just posted a couple of these and people would instantly undercut me because they were using add-ons and not paying attention. A quick example, posting the mode of life for 12 silver while I'm selling the Primal Life at the exact same time for 2 gold and 89 silver. In other words, each mode should be worth 28.9 silver. So yeah, I'm making a good profit, but still holding on to most of my primals as I believe they will increase a lot further. I mean, if I compare the price a couple of days ago to today's price, so February 13, then it's already 3 times as expensive on the European server Thunderstrike. An important thing to remember is that even though these has been increasing lately, well, then we're still only around 1 week into the Burning Crusade. Who knows what will be happening next week, or as we're getting closer to the release of Karazhan. Will it turn out the same way as Burning Crusade Classic 2021, so where the primals were selling for more than 10 gold each after a couple of weeks? And who knows what will happen when I release this video. No matter what, I'm holding on to my 1084 Primal Life. My average buy price has been 1 gold and 27 silver, so if we times this with the amount of life, well, then we're ending at almost 1377 gold. I released a video a few weeks ago. In that video I talked about magic dust and it being an insane consumable to invest into, as I felt like many people would be using this in heroics. And yeah, I were absolutely right. Now the price is 5 times as expensive, so those of you commenting that it were a stupid investment or laughing at me, well, who's laughing now? In the same video I talked about dark runes and why I'm investing into them. This consumable stays relevant in the expansion, and many people will use those while raiding. I still believe they're rather cheap. I mean, on my server I can get them for around 4 to 5 gold each. And I remember in Burning Crusade Classic 2021 they were selling for more than 14 gold each. The reason why I believe they will increase is because as of right now, most quests at max level grants you around 10 gold each. This is equal to 2 dark runes, but you don't want to go back to a classic dungeon to farm them when the drop chance is rather low. Exactly why I will continue to buy some more of those. No matter what, if I'm not going to make a huge profit, then I'll be using them on my own shaman. It might end up being the exact same case with other consumables, such as super mana potions and flame caps. The reason why I believe they're still cheap is basically once again because the rates are still not unlocked. The moment this happens, well, then we might see a price increase. No matter what, then I do hope you enjoyed this video. Soon I will be working on my Burning Crusade investment video part 2, and members will of course have early access to this. As always, thank you so much for watching and have an amazing day. Peace.